Hey there, everyone. What is going on? As always, I'm Balderton, and welcome back to another episode of the Cold Takes podcast. As always, I'm joined by my co-hosts, Meekwell and Zach. Say hi, guys.
Hello.
What up?
And there's a lot to talk about this week. The sports world was buzzing this week. If you guys didn't already know, there's that massive James Harden trade that we already covered in a separate video that you can find on our channel. We'll talk about it a bit today because Roy just brought up a good point beforehand that Harden is actually available to play today for the Brooklyn Nets. So it'll be interesting to see if he goes, as well as we will talk about the return of the NHL. We'll talk about our NBA picks and much more. So first off, how are you guys?
Swell.
Decent.
Decent.
It's pretty nice out today, so
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
happy. Well, at least here. I don't know what it's like there.
it's 2 degrees here.
Yeah.
True.
Um,
It's 3 here, so
yeah, not much different.
but still better.
Yes, I mean, yeah, that's fair. No, I mean, all 3 of us are currently locked down due to the stay-at-home order in place.
We're in a state of emergency now, not even
We are.
lockdown. It's even worse.
In our province, which really sucks because I was looking forward to watching football with my brother today, but I'm gonna follow the rules and stay at home and watch the Bills win from home. I mean, both my teams can't lose in a day, and the Bruins already lost in overtime, so that means the Bills are gonna win.
Yeah, that's how it works.
That is exactly how it
wow.
works. So no, I mean, I asked you already, but Roy, you might watch the games. I don't know, Zach, you have no interest in them. You'll probably be watching the basketball games.
Yeah.
Right?
Chelsea played today though, so.
Oh, did they win?
I did watch a football game. Yeah, they won. 1-0.
1-0. That's such a boring game. 1-0.
They played like the worst team in the league too, so that's fun.
Oh, it should have been like 9-0.
One of the worst teams in the league. Yeah, the team has 2 wins. But like in the Premier League, it's different because every team can beat everyone. Like they tied the 2 best teams in the league the 2 games before that trash team. So yeah, it's weird.
Only 2 wins. Sounds like they were playing the New York Jets. But
Hey,
there's lots of talk going on there. The New York Jets just hired a new head coach. The Jacksonville Jaguars just hired a new head coach. But first, we can talk about basketball. And do you guys think Harden will play today? And do you guys think, give it 2 to 3 weeks, Harden is back in the shape of primetime James Harden?
yeah. I think he'll play today, and I mean, it seems like he'll be a lot happier now and wanna.
Yeah, I mean he always kind of shows up out of shape though, doesn't he? Like every year, it's like the same conversation.
Yeah,
James
but
Harden in shape, and then he's fine.
This year seemed the worst, and he also hasn't been playing as good as he normally does either.
Yeah, but I think that was kind of on purpose. He just wanted to leave.
Yeah, that was sure. Yeah,
Okay,
but I think he plays tonight. And I'm very excited to watch that. It's in 40 minutes from now, actually. No. An hour 40. I think it's at 6.
Okay, I'm trying to find this, but we'll just Google it. So let's talk about the elephant in the Brooklyn Nets locker room, and that is Mr. Kyrie Irving. Yesterday, it came out that Kyrie will be fined $800,000 as well as $50,000 for safety violations. Do we think Kyrie comes back and plays for the Nets? What do we think happens there? Do we just think the Nets organization is like, F you, man. You chose not to play for no reason. You went out, you partied without a mask on. Like, you can't be doing this during the season. What do you guys think happens there?
Well, the party was like a family party, so like I feel like
it wasn't like a big.
Yeah, but like I don't know. It's really up to Kyrie. My question is, do they trade him? Like they could probably look at Phoenix or something. Chris Paul for Kyrie, maybe like a couple picks or something. But yeah,
I think he's just gonna come back and it'll be back to normal.
Oh my god.
It'll be on to the next story. Like he'll do something else in like a month, where it'll be
Everyone will forget about this. I mean, Zach, you immediately sent both of us the Stephen A. Smith
Yeah, I just thought that was hilarious.
Where Steven says he should retire.
Yeah.
And,
Stephen is wild. I think he's just kind of saying that, like, oh, if you don't want to play, then retire. Like, yeah.
I don't want to click on this video because we are streaming, or we are recording, but it says Kyrie Irving runs the risk of the Nets voiding his contract.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you don't want to play.
Yeah, that's a possibility too. That gets rid of their cap space. They didn't really lose anything. They lost Kyrie, but clearly he doesn't want to play.
I mean, that's a big loss.
That's a big loss, yeah, because they gave up a lot of depth just to get James Harden.
Yeah.
So you go from a big 3 to a big 2. It's kind of a big difference. But, yeah, I don't see them voiding the contract unless he says, like, I'm not going to play. But then he should have just opted out of the season. So
yeah, I mean, that's the only problem is because of everything happening. Like, that's the only reason he doesn't want to play, because he wants to spend time with his family and he just wants things to be more normal, I think. So
yeah, he could have just opted out of the season.
Yeah,
there's no punishment whatsoever.
KD and James Harden need to like lock him in a room and just talk to him for like an hour, like what's going on. Maybe Steve Nash too. Just have a conversation. Are you going to play or not?
Yeah.
See what happens.
Nash will be a big part of that for sure.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It seems like they have like a weird relationship because at the start of the year, Kyrie said like, "Oh yeah, we don't really need a coach," and then like apparently like Steve Nash didn't even know why like he wasn't playing. So it seems like they have an odd relationship.
Well, in that Stephen A. clip, Stephen A. They literally talk about how Kyrie endorsed Steve Nash as the coach.
Mm-hmm.
So if the issue's there, something must have happened in the 3 weeks the NBA season's been going on.
Yeah, I think KD was the main thing in getting Steve Nash there because Steve Nash worked with him at Golden State. Steve Nash was like a shooting coach or something there. So.
Oh, fair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Other news in the NBA. Anything else?
My question for Brooklyn is: do you guys think, like, who do you think is going to sacrifice? Because on every big three, someone has to become a jump shooter or sacrifice. Who's going to? I don't think so.
I think it'll be Kyrie.
I think it's he takes so many shots. I think I don't know. Maybe they set up a different rotation. Sacrifice everybody else on the team. They get 0 shots and they just split it between those 3.
They just ISO every play. Every play. Someone else takes it.
I think it's going to be.
I don't think it's going to be like the typical they turn into a jump shooter like Chris Bosh or something. But I think KD is going to take less shots because KD is probably the most efficient.
Yeah.
So like he can get 30 on any way he wants. So I think he's going to be the least selfish, and he's kind of done it before on Golden State. So I don't know.
Yeah, they're all just so good ISOing. Like they're probably like the 3 best in the league at.
Yeah, and there was something like in the past 10 seasons, they're in clutch time, they're the top 3 in like possession, or top 4. The other one's Russell Westbrook. So like, who's going to take the final shot is going to be kind of like a question too.
So my thing with something you said though, Zach, is in Golden State, KD sacrifice. Golden State, he went into Golden State. That was Steph's team. Brooklyn's his team. And I don't think it will be KD out of anyone to sacrifice.
I think he's going to be the one most willing. I don't
maybe. Oh, I can see that.
I don't see James Harden's game translating to not having the ball. And I don't see Kyrie's game translating to not having the ball. So I don't know.
You just bench them and run it in different like they do in the NHL, different lines.
Have one of them come off the bench.
Imagine.
Whoever that was would be so mad.
Kyrie's punishment.
Put him on the bench.
He comes off the bench.
Yeah, no, none of them are coming off the bench.
There you go. I'm changing my vote for best 6 man. Kyrie coming off the bench. No. Yeah, I do agree though. That was my thought process too, though. Who's gonna be the one to sacrifice, because they are 3 big ball controlling players, and
not everyone can have the ball. They're just gonna rotate ISOing every play. That's not gonna work. I don't think so.
Well, whoever's the hot gets it. At least one of them is gonna be hot every game. So
I was talking to Roy when I was picking my picks, and I said to Roy, I'm like, does anyone bet against the Nets all season? Because one of them's going to be playing at all times. At least. I don't think
they're gonna lose games. They're not gonna go
they're not
defeated or anything. But
yeah, I mean they might have some issues starting off.
Yeah.
What about the other teams? How do you think the other teams are going to do? Do you think either of the other two teams involved in the trade will still make the playoffs? Do you think the Rockets or the Pacers? I guess Cleveland was involved, but we don't need to talk about them.
Well,
yeah, I think
the Pacers got better with
Yes.
The Rockets still could make the playoffs. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how Oladipo and John Wall play together because they kind of play the same. But
they're big. Yeah. The Rockets. I mean, recently they've had nobody playing. They've had like 8 players every game.
They have 8 again tonight.
Yeah.
No, I think I sent you guys the TikTok. I might not have, and it was John Wall just looking around, going, "Where the fuck did Harden go? Where'd he go? I came here and he left." And he just started putting up like "Where's James Harden" posters. Poor John Wall, man. Guy finally returns to the league, gets traded to a better team.
Well, like the same. Once he got there, they were like the same as he had at Washington. Like they weren't.
Do you think they were the same?
You know, the way James Harden was playing,
yeah. But they have better, like Christian Wood and Boogie was a good addition coming off the bench.
The Wizards have some good players. They got Beal. They got a couple good players. I don't know.
Thomas Bryant's injured now, I think. I forget what happened. I don't know if he's out for the season or. But that's a big hit because he was playing really well at the beginning of the season.
I mean, they got Bertans.
Oh yeah, he's out for the season. He tore his ACL.
Yeah, but I'm saying like when he was there.
Yeah. But Bertans is. I mean, I don't know if he deserved that contract.
he was killing it last season. That was just because they had a ridiculous offense, though. Everyone was putting up buckets on that team.
I only know who he is because I had to do a rewards challenge with him in 2K. Else I would have never known who this guy was. No. Let's move on to the Raptors, though. How are the Raps doing? I haven't seen the Raps.
What are they, up to 3-8 or something?
Yeah, they won last game. Yeah. I mean, a lot of the games they've lost have been close, though.
Yeah, they've missed Pascal missed 2 buzzer beaters in a row.
Poor guy, man. He got crucified.
I don't even think it's at the start of the season he deserved it, but the last 3 or 4 games he's played really well.
The one
he shouldn't be taking the last shot though. Give it to Kyle or Fred. I don't know.
Yeah, the buzzer beater he missed against Golden State was bad. He chose to do a full 360 and then try and put it up.
He almost hit it though. It just rimmed out.
Just the 360 was just unnecessary. It did not create space for him or
yeah. It was a weird choice, but if it had dropped, that would have been sick.
I know you talked about this last week, Zach. We're another week in. They're 3-8. Is it officially time to announce the rebuild?
No, they turned it around. No. It's all wins from here on out.
Wait for the mid-season. We'll see. Around the trade deadline, we'll see where they are. If they're not in a playoff spot, might be time to.
That's fair.
Oh, Zach, they'll be in one.
You said you had some topics for the NBA this week.
I just got some questions for you guys. Okay, here's one. Here, ready? Is this the worst rookie class?
Yes.
And how long? I'm saying, even the year Malcolm Brogdon won the Rookie of the Year, Joel Embiid was in the rookie class. He just played 30 games.
Yeah.
So this is the worst. This might be the worst rookie class we've seen in a long time.
Yeah, it's not great.
I have only heard 2 names since the season has started from the rookie class, and that's Edwards and LaMelo. Those are the only 2 names.
Wiseman's been playing well too, but again, he's just kind of a center there for Curry to throw lobs and Draymond to throw lobs. But yeah, I mean, who's that other guy's playing well too on the Kings? What's his name?
Tyrese Halliburton.
Yes, that's it. He looks good.
Yeah, he looks really good.
I mean, none of them look like superstars besides maybe LaMelo, and he doesn't he looks like good, potential, but he's not like Luka, Jason Tatum, like coming into the league, like
you're gonna get our podcast canceled, man, if you talk about him more like that.
I mean,
the Ball brothers.
He plays a lot like Lonzo. It's literally
exactly.
It's so similar with the. I mean, he's a great playmaker, but then he's just inconsistent from shooting.
Yeah, I think he's got a little bit of a better touch, like a finishing touch than Lonzo does. But yeah,
like he's a better Lonzo.
Yeah. He lit up Lonzo in their head-to-head game.
That's true.
Roy and I were watching the other day, and literally we were watching the Hornets play. I don't remember who they were playing. And Roy goes on Twitter and he's like, "Man, there's literally an end-to-end pass highlight play that people are going crazy about from LaMelo." And it was just a standard end-to-end pass.
Yeah.
And people were going ballistic because LaMelo pulled it off.
Well, people do it all the time. Like the end-to-end passes get NBA fans like great. Like Jokic will throw an overhead pass like down the floor, and people will be like, "Oh, it's the most ridiculous pass I've ever seen."
Yeah. I mean, it's not even
threw it to a wide open guy.
It's not even the fans, because when you go on those tweets, everybody's just hating on it, saying, "Why are you posting this?" It's just the
fan pages and the highlight pages.
And, like,
they
NBA,
just know if
like,
LaMelo does something, like it's gonna get views on their socials.
Exactly.
So Jokic does something. Like there's even when I'm scrolling through like Instagram, my explore page for like NBA stuff, like a Ball Brothers fan page will come up like every freaking 5 things. And I'm like, it's all LaMelo and Lonzo. I'm like, dude, like they don't. Lonzo doesn't do anything. It'll be like it's the same highlight too of like Lonzo throwing that lob to Zion from half court. It's like I've seen this a million times. It's like last season.
Jeez.
I think Lonzo's a good player. I just think.
Yeah, he's just not like what he's supposed to be like.
Yeah.
None of them are as good as Danny Green.
He's not Steph Curry with a 40-inch vertical.
And Danny Green went off that other night. Those 9 threes.
Man, Danny Green's got what? 4 rings? 3 rings?
3.
Some respect. Yeah.
I mean, he's just inconsistent at shooting.
I mean, it's just averages. Like he'll hit 9 threes one night and he'll go 1 for 5 the next night. He's averaging like 40% from 3. It's just one night he shoots out, one night he's off, one night he's on.
Yeah.
He's still averaging like a good average. It's just some nights he doesn't have it.
He's got to have his good nights every night.
He's got to shoot 90% from 3.
Yeah.
I think people just expect like if you shoot 40% from 3, you're hitting 40% of your threes every night.
Yeah.
That's not how it works.
No, that is how it works. It should be.
Yeah, it's just I think when you spend a lot of money on a shooter too, and you see the ball going to him in the corner and he's wide open, you're like, "Oh, it's in." It's like it's not.
No.
I got another question for you guys. What does the trade mean for Giannis?
Ooh.
He just signed a huge contract with the Bucks. The East just got a lot better. The Bucks haven't gotten much better.
He is going to the Lakers. They're going to trade for him.
What that? How is that going to work?
They can't afford him. They'd have to unload their whole roster.
That's my prediction. He goes to the Lakers.
Just have those 3 playing for them.
No one else. LeBron will find a way. Man, and then the finals between the Nets and the Lakers is just a 3-on-3 game. All 7 games. The big 3 against the big 3.
They even it's like it's hosted at the big 3 too, like Ice Cube tournament thing. They've got those 4-point shot things.
Oh my god, imagine.
It would be kind of a tough one to have Giannis with 4-point shots.
Man can't hit threes, let alone 4.
I don't know. I don't know if that means Giannis is like if they get dummied again in the playoffs this year. What does that mean for Giannis? Like, does that mean he's requesting a trade next year? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. He seems like he wants to stick around, and
yeah, I think he likes. But like, they've got to. The Bucks have to do something. Like, what are they going to
bring someone in?
Yeah, they have to get someone. But it's tough to get free agents to Milwaukee because who wants to live in Milwaukee?
Exactly.
It's tough for people to come to Toronto too. Typically, like
no one wants to live in Toronto. The taxes are higher.
Yeah, it's cold.
Actually, I wanted to talk about that while we're on the trade. I'm trying to find the text from you, Zach.
Oh, that
How much Harden
to pay an extra $13 million in taxes. Yeah.
$13 million in taxes.
Yeah.
You think he knew that when he requested a trade?
Yeah, he's made his money. I think he's like, he knew the taxes were going to be crazy. He even said in an interview, like, he's like, look, like, I'm in a point in my career where I want to win now. He's made his money. Yeah, he's got his MVP. Time to win a championship.
Exactly.
You think if Harden doesn't win a championship, Harden makes the Hall of Fame?
Yeah, easy.
Even without a championship?
MVP with an MVP and all his stats? All his All-Star games, you don't have to win a championship to make the Hall of Fame. The Basketball Hall of Fame is pretty easy to get into, I think.
That's fair.
Like if you have an MVP, then
you're like the only MVP that's really not making it that is maybe Derrick Rose, but he might still make it. But
True.
I don't.
Yeah.
And then another Hall of Famer question: do you guys think Russell Westbrook will end up being a Hall of Famer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're both gonna be first ballot Hall of Famers, whether they win a championship or not.
That's a take, yeah.
They're two of the best players of their generations. They're gonna be first ballot.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, wasn't Steve Nash a first ballot Hall of Famer? Russell Westbrook and James Harden are much better than Steve Nash was. So.
Was Steve Nash? I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, Nash. He had the back-to-back MVP, so 2 times.
I don't know if he's. Yeah. Oh, he's deserving to be a first time.
Yeah, he's not in yet.
He's not in yet. I don't think he's eligible yet, but.
True. Yeah, he'll get in there. Especially if the Nets win a championship, too.
For sure.
That adds to it more.
Has anyone gotten in the Hall of Fame twice as a coach and a champion? Coach and a player?
Probably, yeah, I'm sure.
I don't know exactly. I don't know how that works.
I don't know if you could, or really, yeah.
I don't know. It might just be once you make it, you make it. But
that's fair.
I mean, maybe I was gonna say maybe Phil Jackson. I mean, he won a championship as a player. I don't know how good he was though.
Yeah. How many did he win? 1 or 2? Did he win a few as a player?
I think he won 1, and then he won like 6 or maybe more. I don't know. Maybe more as a player.
7.
6 as a
8. No, wait.
How
many did he play as a coach?
He won 2 championships as a player.
He won 6 with Jordan, 3 with Kobe and Shaq, 2 with just Kobe.
Yeah,
as a coach.
He won 2 as a player with the Knicks in 70 and 73.
Okay. Yeah, so I don't know if he would get in from.
I mean, I'm looking at like a list of first ballot Hall of Famers, and I don't see how they couldn't, Westbrook and Harden wouldn't be.
True.
Okay. T-Mac was a first ballot Hall of Famer. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, then yeah, they'll both make it.
Yeah, for sure. If he was, because I mean, he didn't.
I don't even know.
He didn't do much in terms of.
T-Mac even be in the Hall of Fame? Hot take.
Yeah. T-Mac's one of the best scorers of all time, but he kind of got shafted every time he went somewhere to win. His crime partner got injured or something, and then he had a lot of injuries too. So
that's fair.
I got another question for you guys.
Okay.
Did James Harden disrespect his teammates before leaving?
I don't think so. I think I 100% agree with his statement, and you actually saw something exactly like that in the NFL in the same city the week before from J.J. Watt. J.J. Watt said basically the exact same thing Harden said about the Houston Texans, though. And I don't think it's disrespectful. It's facts. They were just not good enough, and they were losing, and he was just stating the fact.
My thing is the whole like not trying and like not showing up to practices and stuff is a little disrespectful, but at the same time, like it worked. They weren't trading him, and then they were forced to, and he wanted to leave, and they weren't getting rid of him. So I mean,
have you seen his the reviews on his restaurant?
No, I didn't even know he had a restaurant.
I think he's opening one in Houston, but everybody's just leaving 1-star reviews on it now.
That's kind of dumb from the. If I'm a fan of Houston, I think you treat him nice because he's carried that franchise for years. But
yeah, I mean, when anybody leaves a team, the city's pretty mad.
It's never gonna be good.
It's called the 13.
I guess so. I don't know.
I'm gonna read one. I'm gonna read two. Doesn't quite have the championship tape. And started strong, but really disappointing ending to the meal.
That's pretty close.
Yeah, I think it'll be. I don't think it was disrespectful.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it was maybe a little bit, but like at the same time, like he was justified in doing it. So
yeah, that's fair.
All right, and my last question I got for you guys: does he now make the Nets the favorites to win the championship?
Yes.
Or is it still the Lakers?
No, it's still the Lake Show, baby.
I think it's the Nets.
Yeah, for me, it's how they play together. And then if they look good, then I'll probably take them. But if they struggle a bit to get started, I'm going to take the Lakers.
They are still as of the 14th. When was the trade? Was that the same day?
Yeah, I think, or the day before it might have been.
Okay.
Wait, was it on the 13th he got traded? That would have been.
That's funny. I think so. I think it was on Wednesday.
Oh, there you go.
As of the 14th, the Nets are still in second. The Lakers are the odds-on favorite.
I mean, it makes sense because I haven't played yet, so.
Yeah, and Kyrie's, they don't know what's going on with him, so.
And the Lakers are very good when they turn it on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Roy pointed out the Lakers aren't even trying yet. They don't care.
They start trying more in the fourth quarter. But you can tell it's not the same in like the rest of the quarters or anything. And
even when LeBron was in Cleveland, he's always been like, we'll make the playoffs and like figure it out from there.
Yeah, and he's a whole different player.
Yeah, he's too old to care about the regular season now.
Mm-hmm.
As long as he gets to the playoffs, he knows he can probably win a series.
I think it will be a very interesting championship final if it's the two teams.
Yeah, I agree with that for sure.
Yeah, it'd be an interesting matchup. Obviously, I mean, AD's quite a bit bigger than everybody else. I mean, you could have like LeBron and KD guarding each other, but then there's Kyrie and Harden.
Yeah, Schroeder takes it. Caruso's going to lock down Harden. Easy. That's an easy lock. And then Schroeder's going to lock down Kyrie. Then AD's just going to protect the rim, swat anyone that gets there.
Yeah.
Unstoppable.
Facts. Yeah, that would be interesting, though, to see that.
Hopefully the Lakers are kind of weird because they're kind of like they're like LeBron and AD, and then kind of like even last year they're like a mishmash of like role players.
Yeah,
like there's no like they're all like kind of role players. They're not like starters.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
That's fine.
They got Marc Gasol.
Yeah.
Who's
I mean, we're kind of seeing now like Marc Gasol, when you watch the Raptors play, he didn't seem that important, but then like you watch them now without him, Ibaka, and like Ronde, it's like they look terrible defensively.
Yeah,
like they both make such a big difference. I mean, Ibaka's on the Clippers now, reunited with. So everyone's kind of disregarding the Clippers still. They look good too.
Oh yeah,
so.
Yeah, they're looking. Paul George is playing great again.
They're third currently, the Clippers.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Yeah, makes sense. Hope we get that LA matchup in the conference finals.
The Bucks are just kind of ignored now too, which is wild.
The Bucks?
Yeah.
I mean, who does Giannis have as a teammate?
Chris Middleton.
Yeah.
Who's a star? I wouldn't say he's he's not a superstar. So
he's he's an all-star and
all-star. Yeah.
They got Drew Holiday now too.
Yeah,
you always forget about
a little bit.
Oh, he's coming back. He's
good now.
There we go.
Yeah.
Just had a random leg spike.
Let's talk about the other sports leagues before we hop into our picks. First off, we'll talk about the NFL. There are 4 games up this weekend. We got the Buffalo Bills versus the Baltimore Ravens, in which the Bills will win. Then you got the Green Bay Packers versus the LA Rams. You got the New Orleans Saints versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And then you got the Kansas City Chiefs against the Cleveland Browns. Zach, I know you're not really into football, so Roy, I'll ask you, which game do you think will be the most exciting this weekend?
Most exciting?
Yes.
I think the Bills-Ravens game will be really good.
Really? So Pat McAfee did a vote for his podcast, and that won the vote as the game people are most excited to watch this weekend. And although I'm a Bills fan, I'm going to go and say I think the Saints-Bucks, the last hurrah between the two old men, is going to be the best game, like the most entertaining game this weekend.
Yeah,
it is going to win.
Interesting.
Pardon?
Who do you think wins?
Oh, I think the Saints. Everyone else, the Bucks are favored, but everyone.
The Saints struggled, didn't they, in their last game
against the Bears? No.
Oh no, I didn't watch.
I mean, the Bears dropped that touchdown.
Yeah, that would have been a whole different game if the Bears didn't drop a wide open touchdown.
Yeah. It was really close in the first half in that game.
Well, I'm just going to put it out. The Browns are winning it all. So
you bet on you took the Chiefs to win.
Yeah, that was months ago. The Chiefs are taking it.
I think that the Chiefs-Browns game is going to be a lot better than people expect because I'm now seeing it everywhere, but people weren't talking about it at first. 2 years ago, or a few years ago, sorry, when Baker and Mahomes were in college, they played each other around the same time, and it was a shootout. Mahomes threw for 796 yards. Baker threw for 658. It's the most throwing yards by combined throwing yards in any NCAA game ever, if not any football game.
Yeah,
so,
but that's also college with 2 different teams.
Oh, for sure. But they are both incredible quarterbacks, so I think it's going to be a shootout, like a passing shootout. Yeah. I don't think the Browns are going to lose by 10.5. That is currently what they're favored to lose by.
Yeah, you're right. I think they're going to lose by 16 or more.
Oh my God. No. I think the other game, the Rams-Green Bay, no one really cares. The Rams are going to get steamrolled by the Packers.
Hey, anything could happen.
I'm actually that game's on as we're speaking.
Did it just start?
It did just. I mean, I don't think kickoffs happen because it says 4:35, but it's 4. Oh, it has started. Green Bay has the ball midfield. So
there you go.
Yeah, so that's the NFL. It's going to be a really fun weekend. If the Bills lose, I might cry, but there's that. And then we can hop on over to the NHL. The NHL season kicked off this week, and it looks very, very different. There's now an all-Canadian division because Canada won't allow the American teams to come in and play. So it's going to be very weird seeing teams play each other 10 times in a season when, I mean, it's been like 10 years since they used to play each other 7, and they only played 4 teams 7 times at that point. Now you're just playing the same 10 teams all the way until the second round or the third round of the playoffs. So the NHL looks a little interesting. We're about 4 days in. No major injuries yet, which is surprising because the NBA and the NFL both had major injuries in their first week. Knock on wood. But Zach made a good point when he was watching one of the games to me. He said everyone just looks so out of shape and gas. There was
brutal.
There was no training camp. There's no practices because every team plays every other day. And if you don't play every other day, you have a back-to-back, then you have 2 days off, then you have another back-to-back. So...
It always takes, even if you do like training camp and everything, the start of the season, everyone's usually not in game shape, but just taking out all that and having everyone in lockdown for a couple months is like, no one's going to be in shape. Like the Leafs game that went into overtime, no one could move. No. People were getting breakaways and like stumbling. It was like hard to watch.
I was watching the Coyotes Sharks game, and they went to overtime, and they got out of the end zone out of their zone, and in the NHL overtime is 3-on-3, and they had a 2-on-0, and the other team didn't even care. They just stopped skating and just said, "We'll just let the 2-on-0 happen." Yeah. And the goalie saved it with a phenomenal save. But like, you go last year, you go the last few seasons, that would never happen. No. They would be busting their ass to get down and stop the 2-on-0. But now,
how do you feel about the all Canadian division though? Because aren't like the Canadian teams really good? So doesn't that give some of them like an unfair? Like it's going to be a tough division, is it not?
It's going to be a good division. Ottawa sucks, but Ottawa brutalized the Leafs last night.
They play again today.
Yeah, which made me happy. Ottawa sucks. Montreal just barely made the playoffs, and Vancouver made it and then got eliminated. Every team but Montreal and Ottawa made the playoffs last year. So 5 of the 7 Canadian teams.
Montreal made the playoffs.
Last year they did not.
Yes, they did. They knocked someone out in the first round to move on.
Montreal did not move on last year.
I'm pretty sure they did.
2020.
If I'm right,
I feel really
wrong about hockey.
Let's see. No. Oh, they lost in the first round.
So they made the playoff. Yeah, but they knocked someone out in the like preliminary rounds, the one that Toronto got knocked out in, and then they got to the next round.
I forgot those existed.
Yeah.
Yes. I forgot about that.
Right. Well, I was right.
You were right.
Yeah.
Yep.
They eliminated.
Zach's our new hockey expert.
Tanner officially knows nothing about hockey.
Yeah. They eliminated the Penguins.
Yep. Look at that.
To move on.
I remember because Price made that stick save thing in the playoffs.
Yeah, I forgot about the preliminary round. Forgot they even existed. And then they lost to the Flyers.
Yep.
Damn.
So, I was right, and you were wrong.
I said you were right. I had to scroll so far back. But I think it will be a very interesting division because, I mean, now 6 of the 7 teams made the playoffs.
It's kind of weird too, not playing like more than half, 3/4 of the league for the whole season.
Yeah, you won't see a team from another division until the 3rd round of the playoffs.
Yeah, which also means though that teams that had to play Tampa, Boston like 5 times a year don't have to anymore. So that's nice for those teams. Yeah,
Tampa or Boston. Boston doesn't have to play Tampa, and Tampa doesn't have to play Boston. They're not in the same division.
Oh, is it? Are you only playing your own divisions? You
only play your own division all season. All the way up until the 3rd round of the playoffs.
I thought everyone in the States was just going to play everyone, and only Canada was just playing Canadian.
I thought that too, but they are only doing their divisions.
True. That's still kind of weird. Everyone's just kind of going in blind. Going to have to watch a ton of film before the playoffs. Are they going to do a bubble for the playoffs then, or just hope for the best?
I think they're just going to hope. They might have to do a bubble for the Canadian teams. Because, like I said, Trudeau said no. I said absolutely not.
Yeah.
So, and you can't really go over the Prime Minister's head. There's no one really hired.
Screw that guy.
The Governor General, technically.
Yeah, technically.
All he does is stamp, or she does is stamp stuff.
Yeah, exactly. With the Queen's signature.
Yeah.
Okay, we can move on to our picks. I got some entertainment stuff to talk about, and Zach also has to do his takes. So, and we don't want to keep you guys here for 8 years.
We also have to do our picks, don't we?
That's what we're moving into.
Okay.
Live. Let's go and look at our picks. Roy, you have them up, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so on the 18th, which is next Monday. Actually, before we hop into this, so Roy lost last week, and we don't have a punishment yet. That will get uploaded in its own little video, and we can officially announce the winner of this week. We can't announce the loser, and you can already see him nodding his head, celebrating.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Zach won, and it is currently a 1-point differential between Smeekle and I to see who lost. We are 4 weeks in, and I haven't lost yet.
Well, you're going to lose this week. I'm confident.
You're currently losing right now.
I won. I'm not worried.
And you have the Rockets tonight with their 5 players.
I'm not worried.
I would be.
I'm not.
Yeah,
I can't be worried. Okay, so we'll hop into the picks. And the first game of the week is the Magic and the Knicks. As always, I'm taking the Knicks. Roy, you mentioned something before the podcast started. Last week on the podcast, you said you were going to start taking the Knicks. Now I look, and you got the Magic. You want to explain that?
Because the Knicks suck. They're playing like themselves again. I picked them last week, and they got a bunch of L's, and it was a mistake.
Yeah, I guguess Thibodeau's not getting coach of the year.
I don't know about that anymore.
Okay, next game we got the Hawks and the Wolves. I actually took the Wolves, and in the middle of us recording this, I went and switched my picks. I forgot that Cat tested positive.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Be out for a bit.
Took that all out. Next game is the Heat and the Pistons. We all took the Heat. Then we got the Blazers and the Spurs. Roy, you took the Blazers. Why is that?
Because Greg Popovich sucks at coaching now.
I took the Spurs because Nurkic got another season-ending injury. So.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, too late.
Enes Kanter is goated, though. He's better than Nurkic.
He actually is a good player.
Then we got the Suns and the Grizzlies. We all took the Suns.
I think Jaw's back. No.
Then we got the Nets and the Bucks. This was a hard game to pick because the Nets just got their big 3 now. I don't know if Kyrie will be playing by then, but the Nets over the Bucks, very easy for me at least. I don't know about you guys.
It's not very easy. It could go either way.
My pick was easy. Next up is you got the battle of the matchups where we all said we'd take our teams. You got the Mavs and the Raptors. Of course, I took the Mavs. They took the Raptors as they are both Raptors fans. Pretty simple there. You got the Bulls and the Rockets. I took the Bulls. You guys took the Rockets. I took the Bulls to show some support to my viewers who are Bulls fans and that I believe in their team. And
that's the wrong team to believe in.
They're not so good.
I'm still hoping the Rockets only have like 8 players.
I think they should be good by then. Yeah. Because Oladipo should be cleared to play. John Wall, Eric Gordon should be back, I think.
Then next game, we all took the Lakers over the Warriors. I don't really see the Warriors standing a chance in that game.
Anyone can win any given night.
It's true.
Then we moved to the 19th, and for some reason, there's only 2 NBA games on the 19th. Don't really know why. But first game, you got the Nuggets Thunder. We all took the Nuggets. And then you got the Jazz and the Pelicans, and I took the Pelicans. They both took the Jazz. These 2 meet twice this week, so I took the Jazz in the other game.
I think I did the same thing, but every time I seem to pick the Pelicans, they lose. So
yeah, they've been doing bad.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the first game on the 20th. And Roy makes these grids. Roy makes these spreadsheets and sets them all up. Roy, do you want to explain your question mark by the Wizards? Because last week you had what? Bradley Beal can't guard a parked car.
Yeah.
And this week there's a question mark.
Well, they haven't played since the 11th. So they should be playing on the 20th. They got a good 9 days of rest. But I don't know. Maybe they don't play again. Maybe they're out for the rest of the season.
Just take the Wizards out of the NBA.
Yeah,
they're done.
So Roy still took the Wizards with a question mark.
Well, if they play, they haven't. Yeah, they got a lot of rest.
They got a lot of rest, yeah.
But they haven't been able to practice or anything either. Yeah. So
next up, we got the Nets and the Cavs. Again, like the Lakers Warriors, I don't think the Cavs have a single chance of winning this game. Although Zach will say any given day, anyone can win.
Well, with their 8 big men, you never know.
They just out rebound everyone now.
Yeah.
I mean, Drummond will get traded eventually, but right now they're just huge.
Next up, we got the Mavs and the Pacers. Myself and Zach took the Mavs. Roy, you took the Pacers. Why?
Because they're the second best team in the East. Third best team in the East.
That's fair.
Fourth best team in the East.
By the end of the podcast, it'll be, they're the last place team in the East. Next up, we got the Celtics and the 76ers. Zach, you differed from Roy and I, and you took the 76ers. Want to explain why?
Well, Embiid's playing crazy, and I think they play again later, and I switched it.
They do, in fact.
Yeah, so it's just the order.
I mean, Embiid is winning MVP.
Embiid's a monster right now. So.
Okay, next game is the Hawks and the Pistons. We all took the Hawks. And you got the Heat and the Raptors. I took the Heat. The boys took the Raptors like they usually do. Then we got the Magic and the Wolves, and this was another game I switched because of Cat. We all took the Magic. Then we all got the Suns against the Rockets. All got the Warriors against the Spurs. All got the Clippers against the Kings. And then I took the Blazers over the Grizzlies for no other reason than wanting a different pick here. Then, because I assumed Zach was going to take the Grizzlies as well. And I wanted to have some way to hopefully get ahead.
The Grizzlies have been killing it for me every time I pick them. They freaking win. So
and they'll have Ja back. So.
Mm-hmm. And they're playing good without him too, so they're just going to be better.
Mm-hmm.
We move into another game of day of very little basketball with 3 games on this day. And much like the Blazers-Grizzlies game, I took the Bucks over the Lakers for the exact same reason. I think this game could go either way, and that's why I took the Bucks. Next up, we got the Jazz and the Pelicans. Zach, you said you just flipped. I know I flipped.
Yeah.
And I think Roy took the Jazz both games.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a bad pick. The Pelicans have not been great, so.
And the Jazz have.
Zion can't get a bucket outside the paint. Apparently, he's averaging 17 points a game, and all 17 are averaged in the paint. Just dunks only.
Then the last game of the day is the Knicks Warriors, and I took the Knicks as always, and they took the Warriors. Then we move on to the 22nd, where the first 4 games we all have the same guys, or same teams. We took the Hornets, the Rockets, the Pacers, and the Nets. The first game we differ on is the 76ers and Celtics, in which, like Zach said, they play twice this week, and I think we all just flipped.
I picked the Celtics both games.
Roy picked the Celtics. Next up, we got the Heat and the Raptors, and they didn't flip because they're taking their team, and I didn't flip because the Heat is a better team than the Raptors. Then we got the Bucks Wizards. We all took the Bucks. We got the Hawks Wolves. We all took the Hawks. Then we got the Mavs Spurs, and Roy and I took the Mavs. Zach, why'd you take the Spurs here?
I don't know, man. Last time you guys both took the Lakers and I took the Spurs, and the Spurs won. So I just tried to throw some variety. Sometimes, honestly, the games that seem to set me apart are the ones where you guys pick the other one and I pick one, like the differing one. And it sometimes it seems to work out for me. Sometimes I get destroyed. So I don't know. We'll see.
And you actually did it in the next game as well. Well, you said you would take, but you said
the Suns I would have taken the Suns anyways, though, because they're great.
And Roy and I took the Nuggets over the Suns. Then we all got the Clippers against the Thunder. Zach and I took the Blazers. Roy, did you take the Grizzlies because Jaw's back?
Yep.
I think I just flipped that one from earlier, too.
That's fair. And then I took the Knicks over the Kings. And they both took the Kings.
Yeah, I mean, Kings, you never know with them, so.
Yeah, like sometimes they're really good and sometimes they're just, I don't know. They go by De'Aaron Fox. Like sometimes he's killing it and sometimes he's like okay. I don't know.
Okay, so there are only 2 games we have different here this week, or this day. On the 23rd, I took the Warriors. They both took the Jazz. Then we all have the 76ers over the Pistons, the Nets over the Heat, the Lakers over the Bulls, and the Pelicans over the Wolves, the Mavs over the Rockets, and then our other game we differed on, Zach took the Sun again over the Nuggets. The exact same game the day later. And then for the... You gonna say something?
No. I was just like, yeah, I can't believe you guys didn't flip.
I'm not flipping anymore. And when I'm picking a team for those games that are like back to back against the same team, I'm sticking with one team and going with that.
The flips are killing you, eh?
Yeah.
For this,
just getting the orders wrong or something?
Yeah.
Next week he's gonna go back on it again.
No, because I think how I thought at the beginning of the season, I shouldn't have changed up my views on anything. Especially the Knicks.
And then for the last day of the week, we got the Raptors Pacers. I took the Pacers. They both took the Raptors. And then we got we all got the Celtics over the Cavs, Clippers over the Thunder. I took the Hornet. They took the Magic in that game. Roy and I took the Wizards. Zach, he took the Spurs. Same reason?
Pretty much just to for if I need a win on the last day, like if there's a 1-point differential, I have one that's separate from you guys both.
That's fair. Next game, we all took the Bucks over the Hawks. Then we got the Kings. I got the Kings over the Grizzlies, and I did that for the exact same reason Zach just said. And I took the Knicks over the Blazers because I always take the Knicks. And they both took the Blazers. So those are our Week 5 picks. What is the total score? Roy has 2 losses, could be 3. Zach has 1 loss. He has no chance of losing this week. And I have 0 losses, and I can lose this week as well. So it's
Bobbathan will be getting his first loss this week.
Not a chance. I'm not worried.
Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and add myself a nice 2 to that win column.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Feels good.
I'll do the same and add a nice 1.
Whoa. No. That one will be fixed. I fixed that.
Did
you? Yeah.
Just toxic.
Okay. Those are our picks. And we'll go hop in and talk about some entertainment stuff now. Okay, let's hop into entertainment. There's a lot of stuff going on MCU related because not only did WandaVision come out, which we can talk about in a minute, but there was big news coming out from multiple sources that Chris Evans is in talks with Marvel to reprise his role as Captain America in the MCU. I don't know how I feel about that. I think they gave
probably
him
just sitting around at home saying, I haven't gotten a $25 million check in a while. Let me hit up Marvel.
I will say, though, he tweeted the shrug emoji and said news to me, but I mean, no actor is going to go and confirm that when it's he's doing what he's
kill him.
Yeah. Oh, man. I'm shocked they haven't killed Tom Holland for everything he spoiled yet. Well,
they just don't tell him anything anime. Like apparently he goes into movies like not knowing his lines. Like they tell him before the scene.
Like, super hard to prepare for.
Yeah, like apparently he doesn't like. I remember I saw like a video of people asking questions about the movie. He's like, I don't know anything about it. He's like, I haven't seen it.
I'm not allowed to see it.
Yeah.
How would you guys feel though if they brought Captain America back? Because
I wouldn't care.
I mean, I was more so asking Roy, who watches the movies.
Well, I'd like to see him shirtless in some more movies.
I mean, if he's gonna be shirtless in some movies, I'll definitely watch.
But I mean,
specific scenes, anyways.
It doesn't have to be Captain America. It can be anything.
Yeah. He can just be a character in anything.
I don't even care if it's a Marvel movie. Yeah.
I don't think he needs to come back personally. I know there's a ton of ways they could bring him back, but I don't think he needs to.
Yeah, I agree.
I think they just might be a little confused on how to keep the MCU going. Where do they go from here besides with Spider-Man and stuff? So
that's fair. Yeah. And then next up, we can also talk about WandaVision. I am going to preface this with, if you haven't seen it, spoilers. You can skip ahead. But
if you make it this far.
Yeah. But I do want to talk about it. Did you guys like it?
I didn't love it. I enjoyed it. I'll probably watch more. If I get bored, I'll stop. I mean, it's kind of cool. I just don't know how long they're going to keep this whole imitating sitcom thing going. So, I don't know. I think the premise of them being stuck in that, it's kind of like a Twilight Zone thing, is kind of cool. So
yeah,
I thought it was pretty interesting. Like
I thought the first episode was very slow. I thought that nothing really happened in the first episode that mattered until the end.
Yeah, I mean, it also kind of feels like the show was like 10 minutes long.
It did feel like that.
It is very
because I feel like
short.
they do like their own intro, then they do like a sitcom type intro for the show, then they do the actual story, then they do the sitcom credit, and then they do that 8-minute credits for the
the credits. Weird, credits are long.
Well, and so the first episode, I watched the whole credits because I'm like, there's no way this is actually over now. There's still 6 minutes left.
Yeah, no, they did it like as if it's a 22-minute sitcom from like with ads and stuff, which is like kind of cool, but like just make the show 22 minutes.
Well, I like the
and then add the credits at the end. I don't know.
I like the concept that there was commercials in the show. So like you had the commercial for the Stark toaster. And then in the second episode, you had the commercial for the watch that was sponsored by Hydra. And
honestly, I barely even I didn't pay attention to any of that like stuff.
Yeah.
I was like half paying attention.
I thought the first episode was very slow, and I really, really enjoyed the second episode.
Yeah,
I thought the second episode had humor. The second episode had, I wouldn't say like suspense, but like the scene where like you didn't know how Wanda was going to fix everything in the talent show. I thought that was pretty good.
Was funny. I thought,
it was funny.
I thought both episodes were funny.
Yeah,
which is like one of the things Marvel always does pretty well. Is like the movies are usually pretty funny.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like the first episode was slow. I mean, like no plot is really given to you until that one scene where they just stare at each other. Yeah, and then you're like, oh, okay, I see what's wrong now. But yeah. I don't know. The second episode was really good. I liked it.
I think the second episode also had a lot of intrigue to it. You start off the episode hearing stuff hit their windows, and then they don't know what it was, and then the morning she walks out and there's a red helicopter in their black and white world. Kind of gave me a feel of The Giver.
I love that book.
Yeah.
The movie's terrible, though.
I refuse to watch it.
It's terrible.
But that's the feel I got from it, was The Giver. And then you got the suspense with the guy randomly crawling out of the sewer, which was a little weird. No context to that. In the beekeeper suit.
The beekeeper suit, yeah.
And then at the end, there's two different things to end it. One, you got the scene where she's meeting with Dottie, and the girl, she like smashes a glass in her hand, and then she starts to bleed. And the girl doesn't notice the color, but Wanda does. And then you hear someone calling Wanda's name on the radio. Mm-hmm. So that's going to be intriguing to see, because the way the voice on the radio was talking, they were saying, "Who's doing this to you?"
Yeah.
So clearly someone else can view them as well. And I know you said you didn't pay attention to it, but I went through Screen Rant's list of Easter eggs. And the guy who's calling her name is actually a character from Ant-Man. He's an FBI agent in Ant-Man. So I don't think the person watching him or them and taking notes at the end of the first episode is the same person talking to her through the radio.
Yeah. It's also kind of cool that like in the simulation, which it's kind of clear that's what it is.
Yeah.
At least in some regards, like she has no accent now.
Yes.
Kind of cool.
Yes.
They're like kind of made it. I mean, yeah. I mean, the whole concept is kind of cool. You have to admit.
Yeah. Oh, I think it is weird, but I think it's good, and I like the way the second episode ended, with everything turning to color. And
have you guys watched Legends of Tomorrow?
No,
I have seen the first like 2 seasons. It's like Doctor Who, but superheroes.
Yeah, they had a few episodes, which was kind of like WandaVision, where they're all stuck in like a television show.
Yeah,
and they didn't know they were in it, and then
yeah, it's super cool. Actually, Legends of Tomorrow is pretty cool. I like it. It's basically like Doctor Who, where they go back in time and revisit history and stuff like that. So,
I've seen clips from it. No, but so far, WandaVision has a 97 certified fresh from the Tomatoer and an 84 comic audience score. So I think that's good.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to get bad reviews at all.
No, I mean Marvel usually doesn't.
Yeah.
But next up for entertainment, they released some stats, and I don't have, and by some stats I mean 1 or 2 stats. What do you think the most streamed? Zach, you might have saw this because you have Screen Rant. You won't go on Screen Rant.
I haven't been on it in a while.
What was the most streamed movie of 2020?
Most streamed
movie.
I
will give you how much time it's been streamed. It has been streamed for 14.9 billion minutes.
It's got to be a long one, right?
2 hours most, I think.
Oh shit. It's got to be a Netflix one.
An hour and 43 minutes.
What was big on Netflix this year?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think of.
Like, I don't even know. I don't know.
In the top 1, 2, 3, 4.
It's a movie, right? Not a show?
Yeah. So, the top, I'll give you this. All of the top 7 were Disney. It was not a Netflix movie.
Oh, okay. That makes it a little easier. Oh, is it Hamilton?
Hamilton is in the top 7.
Hamilton's not number 1?
No. It's not number 2 either.
Jeez. What new movies did they release? Is it a new movie or is it an older movie?
I think it came out last year. Came out 2019.
Endgame?
Nope. Not even in the top.
Star Wars? Is it a Star Wars movie?
Nope. Zach, I'm disappointed in you, man.
Is it a Pixar movie?
Yes. Sorry. I don't think Pixar did this. I think this is exclusively
Disney.
Disney.
It's animated now that we know.
Come on, boys. You can't just let it go.
I don't know. I don't know, man.
Frozen 2.
Oh, well, that's definitely not a Pixar movie.
Frozen 2.
I was trying to think of something that might be a Pixar movie.
That was the
most streamed movie at 14.9 billion minutes, with number 2 being Moana at 10.5 billion
I was
minutes.
trying to think of at first I was trying to think of things that came out on streaming alone, not
The only new one on this list, there's 2 new ones on this list. Onward debuted on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Not in theaters. And Hamilton debuted on Disney Plus, not in theaters. Then you got the original Aladdin, Toy Story 4, and Zootopia.
I love Zootopia.
Yes, so do I. But those are those are 7 of the 10. That's all I have because it didn't have the rest of the list.
I did not watch most of those.
Yeah, I don't think I watched Onward,
Hamilton,
and I think that's it.
I watched Onward, Hamilton, Toy Story 4.
I watched Toy Story 4.
I watched Toy Story 4 and Hamilton. I have not seen Onward yet. I watched Soul.
Yeah, I watched Soul too.
I haven't watched that.
It's okay. I think it was overrated.
It's not the greatest movie ever made. It's not going to change your life. And
it might change your soul, but that's about it.
That's what I figured, because there's so much hype, and people said it's going to change your life. Your life will never be the same, and I'm I don't think that's gonna.
Well, and all the reviews were also saying like this is a tear-jerking movie. No.
Yeah, you asked me that too because I watched it right when it dropped, and you're like, "Oh, is it gonna make you cry?" I was like, "No."
Actually, like, my sister said she cried.
Oh my god!
I don't know what part. Like, what was the super sad part that people?
I was way too under the influence to watch that and cry, so I had to text Zach first and be like, "Am I gonna cry at this? Because if so, I'm not watching this movie."
Yeah, like I enjoyed it. It was a good movie. It wasn't. It's not one of my favorite Pixar movies.
I don't put it in the top 10 Pixar movies.
So I don't need to watch it.
No.
I mean, you would enjoy it if you watched it, I think, but it wouldn't. Yeah.
Yeah, but is it worth my time?
No.
Just make another video.
Yeah, exactly. And then before we get into Zach's takes, I do want to hop into gaming and a list I actually sent the boys this week. And it's the top 20 games sold this year. And there are some shockers on this list. I'll edit in the list into the middle of us for this so you guys can see it. But Madden 21, number 4.
Yeah, that one's shocking.
Yeah, that was a dog meat game.
I mean, did it come out mid-lockdown?
And it came out in August, didn't it? Or September?
Yeah, so August, because I was still living at my dad's.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people. It was probably one of the first sports games to come out. People just wanted something to play with. Yeah.
And then you got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe,
which has been out forever.
Super Mario 3D All Stars, both launch title names. Also, both don't include digital sales.
Yeah,
and they're at 8 and 9.
Yeah, because so many people got a Switch during.
A ton of people got Switches.
Yeah.
Then no one was going to buy an Xbox or a PlayStation before next gen, and they wanted something to do.
Yeah.
You also couldn't find. You couldn't find them. Like you couldn't find.
Well, you could have got like a regular Xbox or a regular like.
PS. No, they weren't. No, at least not here. You couldn't, because we looked for my brother. You couldn't find them anywhere.
A PS4.
Yeah. They were all like everything was sold out.
Yeah, you couldn't find them. Also on this list, the Avengers, which shocking.
Yeah,
I'm not surprised. I'm sure they got a ton of pre-orders, which helped.
Yeah, for sure.
Then you got 2Ks on here, not including digital sales at 13. I think it would be higher.
Yeah, I think it'd be quite a bit higher with digital.
FIFA 20, Smash Bros. Ultimate, another Switch launch title, made it onto the list this year, not including digital sales. And then Tony Hawk is number 20, which surprised me. I knew it would do well, but I didn't think it would be in the top 20 selling games of the year.
There weren't a lot of really great games this year to buy.
No,
I'm not surprised Tony Hawk's, which is just a remake.
Modern Warfare is on here.
Yeah.
And
I mean, it's a COD game. It's going to be on there.
But it came out the year before. It came out.
But the big when Warzone came out.
Warzone's free.
Yeah, but people bought the game with it. Yeah,
once you get that.
Yeah, number 1 and 2 are both COD games. Cold War is 1, Modern Warfare is 2. I mean, I don't see that changing anytime soon. Even though everyone hates on the games, they're still bought each and every year. So I don't see that.
It's the same thing with sports games. Everyone hates sports games, but they buy them every year because it's something you can play when. I mean, they're games that are repeatable to play.
COD would have been a lot more dead if Warzone didn't come out because they were getting less and less sales every year.
Yeah, it also made a ton of hype for Cold War too.
Yeah. So no. Okay, I just want to talk about that for a second because I thought it was an interesting graphic. Zach, do you want to go into your takes?
Do we need to cut or no?
We're good, I think.
Okay, I'll go into it then. First one, in terms of entertainment value, hockey is the best sport to watch.
I agree. I think hockey is out of all the sports, hockey is the most constant, fast-paced moving. There's very few commercials. And I mean, I'm a huge football fan. I love watching football every Sunday. But if you want the best, like, you got 3 hours to watch a hockey game. That's how long it's going to take. A lot of that's going to be game time.
Yeah, that's my thing is.
If you want constant entertainment, then
Yeah, because for me, it's far from my favorite sport. Well, I watched so much of it growing up and everything, I don't really enjoy watching it as much anymore.
That's fair.
Because I was kind of forced to watch film and stuff. But anyways, I freaking, like, if you think it's got what you want in basketball, which is constant action. You get that in basketball. Those are two things that you like. It's got close games. It's got highlights. It's got
heavy hitting,
which is, it's got fighting. It's got for entertainment aspect. It's just not a huge worldwide or Americanized game where it doesn't have that audience. But
so one thing I know, I used to ask people, because my brother and I had this argument a few years back, because they released a list of like the top 100 most popular athletes in sport based on like followers, and there are only 2 hockey players on there, Ovechkin and Crosby. And I was talking to my brother, and I'm saying, "Oh, that's ridiculous." And he's like, "No, well, you're at work because you work in front of the falls and you see a lot of tourists. Ask American tourists if they know anything about hockey. Just in like if you're talking to them while they're waiting for their food, man, no one knew players. No one. I would even ask who Gretzky was, and people wouldn't know who he was. And I'd have to ask them, like, "Are you messing with me?" And they're like, "No. Like, who are you talking about? We don't know anything about hockey." I'm like, "How don't you know who Wayne Gretzky of all people is?"
Not a popular sport, not a popular enough sport, especially in certain states.
Well, and I know a lot of Americans struggle following the puck because of how small it is, and that's a common complaint I see.
Which is kind of weird, but I mean, I guess if you don't know, how the game works, you would notice someone making a pass or something like that.
Get some better glasses or
right?
Something at that point.
I know, a few years back, they tried a tracker that would follow the puck on screen, so there'd be like a streaking line behind it.
That would piss me off.
Well, so many Canadians complained that they canceled it. Because they're like, "We don't care if the Americans are watching. We want to watch our hockey. Get rid of this horrendous thing." And then they talked about building pucks, like making pucks with cameras in them. So you get a puck.
God.
Yeah, no.
And I'm just like,
that would be so weird.
Don't do that.
The puck.
You just see a stick come and nail you.
And like, how are you going to clean the camera? Are you going to have the ref pick it up at each stoppage and wipe off the camera?
Yeah. That camera's going to get destroyed, too. Right? Like, there's no way. It lasts the whole game. You'd have to switch pucks so often.
Yeah, I do agree that it has the most entertainment.
Yeah, like, in terms of, like, what you're going to watch, it has the most entertainment value for it. There's very few stoppages.
Yeah.
So, and the stoppages aren't long, either. It's not like at the end of a basketball game when someone gets fouled or there's timeouts. It's like fucking
and like
20 minutes.
In the NFL and the NBA, whenever there's a stoppage, they do whatever they can to put any sort of ad up.
Yeah, also the NFL stops every 7 seconds. So there's like literally no gameplay in the NFL. No, my beef with it.
A stat that was released a few years ago was like, it was like you only saw about 14 minutes of actual gameplay.
Yeah,
on average.
For like 3 hours. It's like, I don't want to watch that. I don't. I'll watch like the end maybe if it's close, but no, I don't.
I mean, those are good for like if you're just hanging out with your friends and stuff, like watching a game.
Roy and I would sit at his house, watch Red Zone that shows all the scores, and chat while we watch football, and we'd follow our fantasy stuff.
Red Zone is definitely the way to go when you're watching football.
I can't stand Red Zone, man. I only watch Red Zone at your house because you want to watch all the games.
I don't watch. I hate watching normal games, like especially because it's so annoying when you're watching on TV. You got to switch through all the channels and go back and forth.
I don't dislike Red Zone when the Bills aren't playing, because if the Bills aren't playing, I'm going to watch Red Zone so I can see everything. But if the Bills are playing, I'm going to watch the Bills game because I don't want to get interrupted when the Jets finally got to the red zone for the first time in 4 games, and they're going to miss the field goal because they suck. I don't need to see that. I want to watch the Bills game. So, no, red zone is down. I don't know. Do you know what red zone is, Zach?
I'm assuming it's a channel that like has hosts and has all the games, and they just flip through.
Yeah, it's 8 straight hours of just football, and there's no commercials. They're always showing a game, and if they're not showing it, if like all the games are coincidentally at commercial, they'll do like who's having the breakout day, what rookie's having the best day. So it's constant entertainment. But if you're a fan of one team, you're not going to watch Red Zone.
I think NBA tried doing that a few years ago. They tried making a Red Zone.
To be honest,
I still like
go ahead, sorry.
NBA. Like the League Pass thing is annoying because like no one. I don't want to pay for League Pass, but I'll watch the games that are like on SportsCenter and stuff. You know.
Let me give you, especially here in Canada, you don't want to buy the League Pass.
Yeah, it sucks.
You don't want to buy the NHL League Pass either because they still regional blackout games.
Yeah.
But in the States, they don't. So if the Bruins are playing, say, the Islanders, and it's a regional Islanders game, I can't watch the game here because it's a regional blackout. But if we lived anywhere in the States, you could watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, for the NBA, it's the same way in the States as well. Like they black out the regional and nationally televised games, which is all the good stuff you want to watch.
You're paying how much a month to not see 90% of the game, and then all their commercials. Oh, watch every game in real time. Nope, you can't do that, NBA and NHL.
No, yeah.
I know. NBA, they show like in between, like they'll show what they're doing in the arena and stuff. So like cool. When they do those competitions with the fans.
Oh, that's cool though.
Which they don't have anymore though. So I don't know what they do this season. Maybe
NBA they need to outsource to DAZN.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Do you think that the other 3 major sports leagues need to get a platform like DAZN?
I mean, they could do it themselves, but they kind of suck at doing it.
Here's the thing.
If they did it third party, they'd have to offer them a lot of money.
Well,
especially if they want it to be exclusive.
I don't think you'd have to offer them a lot of money. I think it would be a relative. You have to offer them a lot more of the take. So, like the NFL is probably getting 30 to 40% of subscriber fees during the NFL season for DAZN. You got to do some sort of deal. You got to do some sort of deal like that.
Yeah, true. Yeah. I mean, it'd definitely be the way to watch it, though. It's so much better on DAZN.
Yeah.
Well, and DAZN doesn't black anything out.
Yeah, exactly.
There's only ever been one game not shown on DAZN, and people lost their shit. And DAZN ended up finding a way to televise that, and that was this season. It was the Chiefs-Rams game, I think it was. For some reason, it wasn't being televised on DAZN, and someone contacted their support, and they're like, "Give us a minute." And they called someone, and it was on their site 2 minutes later.
True. Should I go on to my next take?
Yeah, that was a good one.
That one got heated. All right. My next take: onion rings are trash.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not done.
No. Onion rings suck. Onion rings are a good onion ring is goated. Way better than fries.
No. That's just wrong.
That's a horrible take.
So much better than onion rings.
No.
If I wanted to eat an onion, I'd bite into an onion. Frying it doesn't make it better.
Right? Yeah.
Well, if you want to eat a fry, just bite into a potato.
No, because potatoes are actually good at least.
Better,
onions aren't good.
But frying it makes an onion ring better.
Yeah, not really. It's not even like fried in the same way. It's just like an onion, but like breadcrumbs on the outside. Like it's
so.
You're probably eating Burger King onion rings. There's A&W onion rings. Those are trash.
Here's my thing.
Those are awful. I would never eat those.
Before you get into that, we did our poutine video, taste testing poutine, and we thought Burger King was going to be trash. and they won.
I've had Burger King.
Okay, that was my next question. Was have you had Burger King?
I will say 95% of onion rings are garbage, but if you get a good place, I really like them.
Okay, so that's the thing.
I'll take back 95% are bad. I'll take back saying they're better than fries because they're not.
Yeah, they're not better than fries.
Actually, funny story. When we were in university, Zach and I, there was this place called Lonnie's, and we've talked about it before. But they had this giant pile. It was called the drunk pile, and one of the things one of the portions came with onion rings, and I hate onion rings, so I asked the girl working. I'm like, hey, can I sub the onion rings in for more pie or more fries or something? And she's like, no, we can't. I'm like, okay, whatever. And one of the girls we went to school with, she's like, I don't eat the batter on them. So if you want to just take the batter off and eat the batter, and I'll eat the onions. And we literally sat in the basement of our residence where I would peel off the batter, hand her the onions, and eat the batter.
She just ate the onions?
Yeah, she didn't want the batter.
Oh my god!
Both of you are disgusting.
I mean, we talked about this before. The shit I did when I was
just eating the batter is gross.
Oh, batter's delicious.
And just eating the onions.
Thank you. Oh man, I did the stupidest shit.
Handfuls of batter.
I mean, I take it off, I hand her the onion. Man, it was so gross. And everyone was. I mean, we were hammered. And everyone was just staring at us because her and I didn't really get along either. And we were just they're like, what are you guys doing?
Just eating the onion is just wrong. Right? Just wrong. And just eating the batter is just gross.
No, the batter's goated. I mean,
it's good, but it's just, yeah, I guess.
I mean, I like, weird thing I like fried onions cook them up on a pan.
Yeah, but you put it on something.
Yeah, like I'll put it on a burger.
Yeah, but I'd eat them on their own.
I don't think I would. No. I'd put them on, like, I'm fine with onions on, like, a burger or, like, a sandwich or anything, but, like, I would never just eat an onion, which is why I don't like onion rings either. It's not that I don't like them, I just would never order them. Like, if someone handed me one and I ate it, I wouldn't, like, spit it out. But, yeah.
Who's that? Yeah.
You can go to your next take.
Yeah,
Roy's currently muted.
Okay. My next one, anyways, is that coleslaw is great.
Yeah, just the medium, not much.
I'm going to say absolutely not. It is disgusting.
What'd you say?
Coleslaw is great.
Yes, it is.
I love coleslaw. Yes, coleslaw is so good. I don't know. I don't even know what's in it, to be honest. I just know it's good.
And a good coleslaw.
Yeah.
Like, there's some bad coleslaws.
There's
some
places,
like
sometimes
awful.
You go to a place and it's just like, it's like all that like liquid.
Yeah,
gross, but like some like but coleslaw, a good coleslaw is so good.
Do you like the green coleslaw they got like at the grocery store?
I've never bought it, so I wouldn't know.
That is, I don't like that. I like the actual, I only like the actual like what do they put in it, like cabbage and shit?
Yeah, I think it's red cabbage.
Okay, boys, I have an important question as we're recording because I'm getting text and asked what I want for dinner. Do I want the 40 Creek Whiskey Barbecue Burger or lobster mac and cheese?
Oh, lobster mac and cheese. I'll take lobster mac. Okay. That's so good.
That's delicious.
That's what I'm going with. I mean,
the lobster mac and cheese from Red Lobster is so good too. Oh, when they have Lobster Fest.
Oh, I love getting endless shrimp at Red Lobster.
I mean, okay. I
haven't been there forever, but
I don't think you'll ever find someone in the world who eats more shrimp than Roy. I bought.
No,
Roy,
my brother eats a lot of shrimp.
I bought Roy
I don't know.
an 80 shrimp ring for his birthday, and I talked to him the next day, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Eating shrimp," and I'm like, "Are you already done?" He's like, "I had half yesterday. I had half today. I'm done."
I mean, here's the thing: shrimp is like super low in calories too, so it's like it's like not filling at all, so you can just eat it.
20 pieces of shrimp is 150 calories. I know that because I just put it in my Lose It app.
Yeah, it's like a lot of protein.
Yeah, it's protein too. Yeah. I mean, it's also like it tastes great, and like it's not that filling is the only thing, but like I could eat 100 shrimp.
Yeah, like you gotta spend a lot of money on shrimp to get filled up.
Yeah, I needed to answer my sister. I've gotten like 6 texts.
She's snapping.
I couldn't decide. So I had to ask the boys.
Yeah, I'd go lobster. I mean, they both sound good, but I'm going lobster mac and cheese.
That's what I went with. I'll sacrifice the calories. I had a nice, good workout today.
I also love seafood, though. Like, I'll take seafood over like meat. Or
regular
same
meat.
with me. I love seafood.
Depends on the day. It depends on my mood. I gotta really be in it for either.
They're both so
usually just go pasta.
See, I'm like kind of like, ugh. Every time I've had pasta so much in my life, it's
right.
Like,
yeah, that's the point. That's the thing, though.
So much. Especially after university, it's like the amount of pasta I've ate is like, oh my god.
I've had a lot of spaghetti. One of the only meals my dad knew how to make in the past like 2 years.
Okay.
That's all you need to know.
Do you have any more takes?
I've got 2 more.
Okay.
Okay. Tacos over burritos.
For sure. 100%. I love burritos. Don't get me wrong. But a good couple like steak tacos or beef tacos, unreal.
Shrimp tacos, delicious.
Fish tacos in general are amazing.
I've never actually had a shrimp taco or a fish taco.
Fish tacos are so good, man. Oh, actually, they put like the Cajun sauce or something on it too.
I had one when I went to Hawaii last year. That was the first time I had a fish taco, and it was good. It was delicious.
Especially in Hawaii, fresh fish.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I think tacos are like one of my favorite foods. Like I 100%
agree. It's very hard when having tacos, though, especially trying to lose weight. It's very hard to stop yourself.
Yeah, I could have 50 tacos. I haven't had them in forever, but I could have like 50 of them. And
we have them once a week here.
Oh yeah.
And it's tough on me to be like, hey, you had 3. You're trying to lose weight. Stop. And usually I have the 4th, and then I'm like, I'm still hungry, but I'm going to stop myself.
Also, I'll say the hard shell taco slander is unnecessary.
No, hard shell tacos suck.
While I prefer the flour tacos, like the flour tortilla tacos, hard shell tacos are still good. I'll still destroy a hard shell taco.
I used to not eat the soft ones. I only like the hard ones.
Really?
Yeah, when I was younger, but I've learned to I don't know. I just didn't like the tortillas. And I like that type of stuff.
A small burrito at that point.
When I was living at my dad's, Debbie bought taco stuff one day, and usually my dad does groceries, and we're sitting at the table, and she goes and she grabs them, and my dad and I we're like, what? And she's like, what? I bought hard shell tortillas. And we're like, not in this household.
No, I would have been perfectly fine with it. I would have still ate them.
You
gotta have a mix of both.
So she started doing that because she likes hard shell.
Yeah.
So whenever we'd have tacos, we'd have both. And I'm like, yeah, no, I'll just take the soft shells because
I'll take both.
I like a burrito bowl, but with the hard shells in it.
Yes, I do like that.
Yeah. See, honestly, even when I go to get burritos now, I mostly get burrito bowls. Not even because like the bread. I just like burrito bowls better. Like I
agree. I 100% agree.
I'll go on to my next. Oh, okay, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say I do agree that tacos are infinitely better than burritos.
Yeah, I'll agree on that one.
And I mean, we're all taco. Well, I wasn't a Taco Bell fan until Zach got me on it.
Oh,
it's so good.
Taco Bell is amazing.
Taco Bell is the best fast food.
But the only thing I eat at Taco Bell is their steak tacos.
Those tacos are good. You got to get the big box, though, my guy. Best bang for your buck.
You and I got one of those once, and neither of us finished our food.
Yeah, man, it's so much food, and it's like $10.
It's so cheap in the US.
Yeah,
you go there, it's like
you get so much more food too in the US.
Yeah. I think a comedian, I don't know his name, but he has like a joke where it's like, it's so much easier to be poor because with $11 you can walk into Taco Bell and you're the king. Whatever you want. I'll move on to my next one. Nintendo DS is the best console of all time.
Oh,
console?
Yeah,
like, including everything.
Everything.
Whoa, that's a horrible take, Zach.
No. Think about its game library.
Okay, I will say The DS.
It's got the best game library.
I don't like handheld stuff that much. Like I had a DS, I didn't really play it because I had like an actual console, so I'd prefer to play that instead.
This man, I don't like handheld and shit. I just bought a Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, but I play it on my TV.
Yeah, you can play it on your TV.
I find it so much more fun to use handheld.
Yeah, if I was gonna get a Switch, I'd probably get the Lite and just play it like
handheld.
And handheld. Well, you can only play the Lite handheld, but yeah.
No,
I don't know. The Switch looks great on my brother's TV. So
it looks phenomenal on TV. I just like playing it handheld. That's just
I just prefer. I love handheld. Like
I agree. I grew up playing on. I would spend hours each night playing on my either Game Boy Advance SP or my DS. I mean, I've even downloaded a DS emulator because I want to play DS games more.
DS has the best game library too.
I don't agree.
America's Next Top Model was good.
Yeah. Oh, Nintendogs.
Nintendo, dude, it has all those games. It has like all the regular Nintendo games too, like the Mario, Tennis, all that stuff,
and
Mario Kart, everything.
It was backwards compatible. You could play Game Boy Advance games on it.
True.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd just rather play on a PlayStation or something.
I currently think the best console of all time is the PS4, but that's my opinion.
I'd probably go an old school Nintendo over like anything new.
I'm saying
like I'd probably go GameCube or go over
my favorite. My favorite is GameCube over everything. I'm saying the best is probably the PS4.
Well, the best is PC.
Yeah, it's not a console though.
Oh, you got everything in there. You can download consoles on it.
As Roy and I are sitting at our thousands of dollar PC setup,
Me too.
Poor Zach's on his Mac. I mean, I'm not making fun of him. My Mac's right here in my hands, but I love my Mac to death. The only reason I bought a PC was to advance in content creation because I was getting nowhere.
Yeah, there's a big help.
Yeah, but you're still using iMovie to edit all your videos.
So it doesn't matter.
It didn't do anything.
Hey. I'm streaming. It's allowing me to stream.
Yeah, barely. The last month you haven't been able to stream.
Before you go and bash iMovie, David Dobrik still uses iMovie. Thank you very much.
All he does is jump cuts, though.
That's all I do.
Yeah, you
don't even do that.
Yeah, exactly. So why'd you need the PC?
Yeah, no, you gotta take it to the next level.
I am. We'll be downloading Sony. I just have to ask Corey. I don't want to bother him. I bother him a lot. So
just download it off the internet.
Why did I do that when I can have the real version legally for free?
Because you want to get Adobe Premiere Pro because it's way better.
I have that for free through school.
Oh, then use that.
But I don't want to use it, and then when I get out of school, they take it away.
Then you download the free version.
Well, we don't do anything illegal.
Yeah, don't listen to Smeagol. Zach and I are good. I mean, I did just say I downloaded a DS emulator. Literally 2 seconds.
I pay for my Adobe stuff anyways.
He does actually do that.
Yeah.
I will give him
I used to not do.
Oh, yeah, I got you.
But now I actually do.
Yeah, because when I got my PC, he's who I went to asking, hey, what do I get? And he's like, get Premiere. And I'm like, I don't want to pay that much money a month. And
it's expensive. It's definitely worth it, though, if you're like making high-quality videos. Or editing a lot.
Apple has one really good one for them that isn't iMovie. It's First Cut. And I did download that, and that's back when I didn't really care much about my channel, and I was just uploading to upload, and I had no interest in learning how it works.
Yeah, the whole thing is like when you download a new one, you have to learn. You have to learn it.
Yeah.
Whereas right now, you know iMovie.
Yeah,
so it's like,
honestly, about 99.9% of the reason I don't want to switch is because I already know iMovie and I have everything. I know I have to. I know I have to, boys.
It'll be very easy to learn what you know on iMovie too, because there's I mean, I don't think
it's not like you're
not
a lot.
doing crazy like if you actually like really got into a program, then it would be annoying switching with everything. But it's
I will
not too hard.
By this time next week I will have switched. The next time we record our podcast, I will have switched.
Okay. We'll see.
Oh my god!
God, yes, that was crazy. Just randomly screamed.
Yeah.
All right, this is at 42 minutes now.
Jesus. Okay. We'll just wrap it up. Have you already ended it?
No, not yet.
Okay, we'll wrap it up. So that was this week's podcast. It was a bit of a long one. If you're still here, you're a champ. Thank you for watching. Make sure you guys check out Smeagol's channel. He just dropped two banger videos. The first one was using a dance pad to win a 2K game.
Yeah, second one flopped.
Second one, he hit a half-court shot with the best player on each team. Go check those videos out. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. And make sure you like, share, and subscribe. See you guys soon.
Toodaloo.
Peace.